Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Justin Mott and my channel is dedicated to all things photography from the perspective of a full-time working professional photographer. Today I'm going to talk about things that I despise in photography. These could be items, gear, or certain types of people, or even situational. It's going to be fun. Sorry to be a little bit negative lately. I'm not negative. I'm just kind of feeling these rants and kind of having fun doing it. Thank you to today's sponsor, something I don't despise, something I love. Thank you to Wotancraft bags. They make the best known camera bags in the world, I think. They're my go-to. I love them. More on them later. Now, despise is a strong word, but it wouldn't be fun to say like, oh, these are things that I don't necessarily enjoy that much. Sometimes, but they're okay in other situations. First up on my list today is sunglasses. I want to be a sunglasses guy. They hide your wrinkles, people don't know where you're looking. Not that I'm trying to hide where I'm looking, I guess, most of the time, but you know, you can look cool with sunglasses. I don't particularly look cool, but I can't. If a photography opportunity comes up and I've got sunglasses on, like, and they're in the way, like, I can't, they're in the way, I can't take pictures with them, and then if I put them on my shirt or on my head, I always knock them off because I'm in weird positions and they just don't work for me. I want them to, but they don't. Next thing on my list is hats, except this hat here, except my little Docker Mickey hats. Because, listen, if you wear like a regular hat, you can't like take pictures. See, it's like, into your eye. You could try to go backwards with it. You got this thing flopping out, even if you tuck it in. What am I, like a 90s American guy? Like, yeah, I kind of am, but I don't want to be that guy. However, these little rounded Mickey hats protect my thinning hair from the sun. I can still shoot with them on. No sort of problems there. And I like the way they look. So hats for the most part, no, except for these Docker hats here. Next on my list, and this one drives me absolutely crazy, is people shooting over my shoulder. Like when I'm shooting something, someone right here, or someone here, or someone above me here. I don't like it. I don't like it for a lot of reasons, but particularly I don't like it because the one time I let my guard down. I let this graphic designer on a high-end luxury hotel shoot over my shoulder after we crafted the shots, styled the models, picked the light, composed the image how we wanted, put them in the situation we wanted, directed them. He just took a bunch of pictures, sent them to his boss and said, look, I do just as good of a job as this photographer. Why are you paying him all that money? And like, I actually had to go and explain myself. And a part of my photography soul died that day. And then just never again. Like, I'm confident in who I am as a photographer, but I don't like being in that situation, so I don't let people shoot over my shoulder in commercial situations. Here's a big one. I'm not going to go into details here because I know it will get me into trouble, but people copying your images, and even worse, like winning awards for copying your images, or getting industry praise. It happens, and we all think we're victims of it, but I really feel like I am. A famous photographer has copied my shots and got credit for it. Another lesser-known photographer copied a series of images that I shot and won some random awards. Someone brought it to my attention. This isn't jealousy. I didn't care about the random award, but it happens. It's something I despise. It's something that bums me out. And I actually, this time, I was like, you know what, let me just politely talk to the awards people and like mention that maybe there's like too much influence. And I'm paraphrasing here, but they came back to me with this ridiculous excuse. They said, a ridiculous comparison. They said, well, like, you know, hey, if someone took a portrait of a person in Vietnam in Hanoi with a conical hat, or you took that shot, what, no one else can take it? You're the original, you're the only person? Like, no, that's not the situation. The situation would be if someone took a picture of the same person that I took a photograph of in Hanoi wearing that hat, with that background, with the same light, composed the same way, and then also won an award for that. That would be apples to apples, and that I don't like. Like, again, don't care about the award. I didn't submit for the award. I just don't think that copying or strongly mimicking should be rewarded. And I'm not here to call out people. I'm not going to dive into it, so don't ask me in the comment section, but it happens a lot in our industry. Sometimes it happens by people who are lesser known copying someone that's more known. Sometimes the other way around. You never know. I just don't love it. I don't like that the industry rewards it in a lot of ways, or they don't really police it well. And yeah, I despise it, and that's why I made the list today. Something weird to despise is ballistic nylon. I don't like it. I hate it. It's ugly. It screams camera bag. And that's why I love today's sponsor, which is Wotancraft, because they use Cordura fabric, which I absolutely love. Their bags are sexy, they're stylish, and they're functional, and they're modular, and they're a cool company with fantastic people. I've been using my Wotancraft bags for years. There's an affiliate link in the description box below. On that note, or related to that note, is adjustable straps really annoy me. I despise them. I realize I'm in the minority here because I'm a bit dyslexic, but like, I just like a normal camera strap. I don't like having to adjust anything. Anytime I've got to like loop something, pull one thing, pull another thing to figure out how to lengthen or shorten something, my brain explodes. I can never figure it out. I feel like an idiot. I look like an idiot. I know that's a me thing. Most people out there aren't dyslexic like I am, but I just hate it. I just like simple straps that I don't have to figure out how to adjust because I can't figure it out, but that's just me. Next on my list is buying memory, like memory cards or hard drives. It's just never satisfying. I know we need to do it. It's a necessary evil, but I tend to do it in bulk, like maybe once every year or every other year, like a lot of new hard drives, a lot of memory cards, just to make sure nothing goes wrong. And you spend like $1,000 or more on this kind of stuff, because I have different photography and video businesses. And it's just, no matter how much they try to like make it sexy with rugged hard drives, with this, that, and the other thing on them, it's never satisfying, it's never sexy, and I just hate it. Next is more like a situational thing or a particular photographer type thing. It's that photographer buddy of yours or even someone that you've never met that like is always showing you their images like on the back of their camera and like almost like demanding your approval. They're like, check this shot out. And like also kind of oddly weird that this person has like old photos on their memory card. Like, did they not format it? Why they show me a picture from like a month ago? Was it particularly for this situation in case you ran into someone and wanted to show them the picture on your camera? Like, why? Why is it on back of your camera? Bad example today because I'm using an M10D here. It doesn't have a screen, but I hate that awkwardness of like someone I don't know that well. To share is one thing. Don't mistake what I'm saying here. I just hate that person that like demands your approval. Like, check out my new 50 or check out the shot I took and you have to be like, whoa, wow. I mean, sometimes it is an oh wow, but most of the time it's not an oh wow. Stop putting us in those positions. Share, I love sharing. Don't do like the overly confident or cocky share. Not a fan of it. Next one is a tough one, and don't misinterpret what I'm saying here, is asking for a fellow photographer's help, but help that's convenient for you and not for them. Meaning you send someone, this happens to me a lot. People send me an email and it's not well thought out, and it leaves me with a bunch of questions when they could have just like stopped for a minute, looked at their email, thought about what they're asking, and don't leave me with a lot of questions. So like that's more convenient for them than it is for me. I'm willing to help. I like helping people out. I do. That's what this channel is all about. Or even that situation where like every time I talk about being published or a client I work for that's prestigious, I get an email from someone, I get a message from someone asking for their contact information of my editor. And it's like, listen, that's hard to even give out to friends. Editors don't like that. Never mind someone I don't know personally. And I get the hustle, I get the grind, and I appreciate that. However, like, even worse is like the follow-up after that. When you politely say no and someone like keeps asking you like, well, what if no, like, don't ask again. It's just not how the industry works. Go out there and earn the client yourself. I didn't get my clients by asking other friends to give me other people's emails. It doesn't work that way. And another thing that I despise is photographers that look down on photographers that shoot genres that they don't consider cool. Like, let's be honest, photojournalists and documentary photographers, they look down on wedding photographers. I've heard them talk. I've been on both sides. I've like not wanted to talk about my wedding work in front of documentary people because I've heard the way they talk behind their backs. Wedding photographers are the most skilled and most well-rounded photographers out there. They do everything. They do it under pressure and they do it well. And I just think it's ridiculous when people look down on other genres of photography. Like, oh, they're such bad people or such bad photographers because they want to make thousands of dollars in a weekend rather than like a couple $100 once in a while. The industry sucks for journalists. It does. I don't blame people for going to that world. I don't blame people for staying in the documentary world either. But let's not look down on each other. Let's appreciate each other. I don't love taking landscape photography, but I appreciate people that do it well. So let's just appreciate everyone, love everyone. That's like my only positive one today. More love to each other in different genres of photography. Moving on to exaggerated bios. This one really gets me. Like people that actually, like they say they work for a magazine, but like one time one of their photos was on top of a magazine or they glued it into a magazine, or like Nike liked one of their photos on Instagram. And so they call Nike a client, or they delivered food to a Microsoft shoot and they said they're a photography client. Like, go earn that client, then claim it. Until you do so, don't put it in your bio. You know who you are. And lastly, gear shaming. I hate that. I love Leica. Leica's expensive, but plenty of photographers can take better photos than I can with my Leica with a Canon Rebel. If they're better than me, they most certainly can. I can take better photos with my Leica than my wife can with like a $100,000 phase 1 setup. I just can. That's how it works. Use what works for you and what you can afford, and never judge a photographer by their gear. I have so many more of these, but I'm afraid this video will make me look like a grumpy old photographer if I keep going into them. This was meant to be fun, meant to be playful. No hate there, just trying to have fun with it. I'll do more if I get good feedback in the comments section. I'd love to hear what you guys despise in the comments section. Let me know. Be fun, be fair, and if it's me that you despise or hate, maybe save that. You don't have to write that in the comments section. I'm fragile. Don't forget to check out my Northern Vietnam Photography Workshop for December this year. I've got a couple slots left. Anyone interested in improving their photography, I've got a variety of one-on-one classes and mentorships open to all ages and all levels of photographers interested in all genres of photography. So check all that out at askmottbyjustinmott.com. All that is in the link in the description box below. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to have a wonderful day.